Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. I actually got everything sort of done in time this time. I hope. It seems, I don't want to jinx it, but it seems like I see the chat running in live and it's all good. Shalom, shalom, Casey. Hello, everybody. So it seems like we're good. At least it seems like it. Hold on, let me try and readjust the chat so I can see more of it and better. All right, that's better. And let's go. All right. So, market pretty impressive. All in all, pretty impressive. We said we've expected kind of the trend to start curving downwards, basically flattening the steepening of the curve slowly, and more so than just kind of the flattening of the curve, which we are seeing, but kind of impressive, quite a bit out. Went far above that 55, in fact, almost met that 55.84 that we spoke about, never actually moved into the gap. Never made it to 55.84 yet, but this range it could very much be. I'm not gonna be that surprised, honestly, but I mean, instead of speculating, let's do as we usually do here. Let's go over the technicals, see what the technicals show us. So this is kind of iffy, but let's be frank, more bullish than bearish, if anything. Again, but this is 1 minute, so we don't really care. Let's look. Ooh, this is very abnormal. If you've seen anything before, this is just we stretch the living bejesus out of this one. Very abnormal, but okay, this is what we got here. This is more bearish than anything because we just got into oversold territory. Of course, amplifying the effect, not surprising, so much so we've expected to see some bearishness coming in rather soon. In fact, I would argue that from what I'm starting to see, we're basically right around the corner from a drop. Again, everybody's gonna ask, is that the one? No one knows. It's kind of doesn't work like that. You can't really know whether that's the one. Oh, there we go. We're back to 555 as we. It's almost as if we continued from yesterday. Right on. 555, boys and girls. Nothing has changed. At least we opened up with no gap today, which is pretty phenomenal. I mean, impressive. We've actually seen the market basically trace all the way back to where it started off of. So we basically closed kind of. This was the transition between the 11th and the 12th. You see, we went flat pretty much all night. We started going more volatile as getting towards the market open, but then again ended up pretty much on the same spot. And right now we're back again at the same spot, testing that 55. There's a slight discrepancy there. No wonder. It's fine. 55 54 as for the recording at the time of the recording of this video. Moving downwards, as we're not that surprised because we said, yeah, that, I mean, that's actually, well, more bullish. Well, actually, look, it's far more bearish, just like the 5 minutes is implying, because we're in oversold. This is just a great example to how, hold on, boys and girls, hold on. We're going to get to the tickers. Hold on, please. We have to run through the S&P first. That's kind of the primary thing we do here. So chill out. Give me a second. Let's be done with this so I can go to the chat. Oversold, not surprising, amplifying what we saw here. So this is dominant over the 1 minute. So if this is bearish, no surprising that this is breaking down. 30 minutes. If we look at 30 minutes, I have to tell you, boys and girls, this is, I mean, look at this. This is going down, very clear, very indicative of what's up to come. Hello Lex, hello guys. Just no worries, you're all good. Don't be sorry, you're all fine, you're all legends. I appreciate you coming and joining the stream. Just give me a second, let's run through what is necessary to cover first, and then we will cover the rest. 30 minutes, we know that gives us easily the next hour and a half, maybe two. So this is very indicative of, well, right now, again, as we said, let's take things at face value instead of trying to argue what we think they might end up being. This is bearish, so this is bearish, this is bearish. I mean, no argument here, pretty clear, right? 45 minutes. I don't. We are kind of squeezing out the final drops out of this lemon as we're running on the overbought territory. It seems at face value, so it seems like we're gonna go down. Remember, the higher the time frame, the more important it is. for the smaller time frames, we kind of run through them, but then we go to the larger ones. These are more interesting and more important to us. Again, shout out to all of you legends who showed up for the live and or those who will watch it later. So this is what we're expecting. We're looking at the 45, 1 hour, unsurprisingly. So we said very often this is an amplified or zoomed out, zoomed in version of one another. So not that surprising. We said this is a bit of a weird formation, but we saw that that does and can happen. But overall, we are now looks like turning around and getting ready to go to the downside. How well will it hold? We'll see. We're going to run with the larger time frames and we'll be able to know better what is more likely to happen, because the idea here is very simple. If we can predict, give or take from the structure, just a couple of candlesticks, that means in this instance we can predict 2 hours out. Very, very simple idea. So if we can predict more than that, because these processes usually take a little bit longer, inherently we are seeing that. Now, the trick here is something we actually spoke about yesterday, a little bit of a problematic issue, and this is why we said we still might make it all the way up to that area. Basically, again, boiling the crab slowly still can very much happen right before the curve basically starts to steepen even further, giving us this high and this momentum that we're potentially going to spend here. Of course, we'll see how the daily looks like. Can bring us still higher. This is still something that the market can squeeze out potentially, bringing us back to that 55.84 level, right? Here it is. And if we're going to be testing it again, it's going to be very, very probable that this is going to be the area where we turn around. Of course, retest the 555 again for the bajillionth time, right? In the last several weeks. And again, preparing for another move down. It's just that this time we're getting a lower high potentially. Unsurprisingly so, something we've kind of been expecting, but let's see. Again, no speculation, just what the market we can actually see on the indicator, right? So let's see what does this support right now. We said before, look, this potentially is a sort of this steepening of that curve, right? The altogether trend, but at face value, this is bullish. Let's not lie to ourselves. This is bullish right now. No argument about it. Right now, it's pointing to the upside, so the daily is bullish. How bullish really is it? Arguable, but for right now, at face value, bullish. Weekly is bearish. This is kind of what I've been hinging this entire week and this turnaround on. And I told you that this was expected. We were expecting this turnaround. It could be that this is a turnaround on the process to the upside, which I highly doubt, because based upon what we saw on the larger time frame as well, it's kind of it really is starting from the larger time frames and it spills over to the smaller ones. But I don't want to start backwards with you guys because it's not going to make much sense to you. I want to start at the bottom, go to the top. That's kind of how it works and make more sense. So it could be this, although my argument that this is going to go down. But then again, like we said, right now, we're not going to speculate. We're simply going to look at face value, what the market offers us that is clear. Clearly, right now, it's bearish. Simply bearish. It is what it is. It's a bearish structure. Let's not argue with it. Again, as we said, we can argue one way or another, which the entire sort of argument is that the transition of that trend, you can kind of see these processes start to take place, how we basically turn around, how the trend collapses, and we see that steepening of that curve basically, and a total reversal over time. Why are we suspecting all of this bearishness? That's why, because we've been following the monthly. We've already spent quite a significant amount of time in overbought territory. Yes, hypothetically, we can stay here even forever, which is, well, not really forever, but very improbable. If we measure the processes and how long these times happen and how sort of, there's a lot, of course, more forces involved. There's harmonics involved and various other elements. But the most interesting factor, as we said, looking at face value at things here, we are on a third wave, which is very, very typical of the market. And right now we're becoming bearish, very obviously bearish. And right before we see some of these smaller time frames come through, we still have 18 days to go. Of course, today's session, whatever is left of it, and these other 18 days, once we have these 18 days, not including weekends, of course, so that's 18 trading days, that is, we're going to see this, the next step of this. As Currently, as it stands, it is becoming slowly bearish. It was, in fact, more bearish as we opened up. Of course, as we're going to go throughout this month, the outcome will affect how this will lock in, right? But the structure currently implies that we will be going to the downside. And more so, like I said, there are various other more advanced tools that I apply. Those who don't know, I do have a one-on-one academy in our Discord where I teach one-on-one how to do advanced technical analysis, how to go in depth and understand these things properly. Now that's we've covered that. Let's go. We've covered weekly. We said weekly is inherently bearish, but we'll see how it really comes out. At face value, it's bearish. At the monthly, we're bearish, so kind of the larger time frames that matter to us. Let's call them larger but medium length in that sense, that the next one about is going to be the quarterly. So it will take, well, in reality, it will actually take 18 more days until this candlestick locks in. But normally we would have to wait longer. There's not much to wait for or look out for other than maybe the transition, the change of this, the crossover of the bullish and the bearish forces, something similar to what we've experienced right here. It's just going to be this time lower, creating a downwards sort of structure. I know it's counterintuitive to what you're seeing, but really it is part of the advanced knowledge. I'm not going to try and explain it. Those who are interested want to know, DM me on Discord. My moderator, legend right there, Nanny's just posted the links to the Discord. Make sure you confirm the rules, otherwise you will be stuck in limbo forever. Here is our Discord, just to kind of brag for a second. We're at 18,200-ish people. We have our public partition. Don't forget, when you come in, you have to confirm the rules, otherwise you'll be stuck right there and eventually kicked off. By the way, the people here don't stay forever. We just kick them off because they don't see anything. They just see the one channel, the rules, and that's it. If you are a member, a paid member of my Patreon or Tom's Patreon, for that matter, it's identical. We're both, our Discord is, we manage it together. You go right here to the FAQ channel where you find instructions on how to connect. Have a video. If you press this, if you click on this title, it will give you a YouTube video with instructions, but pretty much it's very simple. Make sure both accounts are registered on the same email, and just go here. Once you open this, it will open up a Patreon link with your account. All you have to do is press one button, connect, done deal. Sometimes you'll have to reset your Discord for things to take effect, and then you'll be transferred from the public partition into the members partition, which is a lot cooler, offers a lot more, and you get to hang out with us in the open forum. And here you also get to study with me one-on-one these technical analysis academy that I spoke about. Of course, you get various other channels revealed to you once you get the necessary roles. And that's about it. That's about the Discord, since a shameless plug once we've done with the S&P, SPX, if you will. Yeah, DM me if you want to know more about the one-on-one academy. DM me on Discord. We have a call. I break it down. You give me what your more accessible, more available time, and we make a schedule, and then we roll from there. Currently, I have only 2 available spots remaining. Once filled, they're locked. That's just for you guys to know. That's important. We've covered all of that beautiful stuff. If you intend to become an academy member, and also you're thinking about the Patreon, don't do both. It's unnecessary. It's redundant. If you are my one-on-one academy student, you basically become a member on Discord for life. So that is kind of how it works. What are we talking about? What? 46. Johnny, thank you very much. I appreciate you mentioning that there's not enough likes. Press the like, subscribe, ring the bell, otherwise you'll not be informed when I go live, and you'll not be up to speed. Let's quickly switch to the current occurrence, the current price action, the head of the spear, if you will. What did I just delete? Wrong line. There we go. Wrong thing. And again, wrong thing. Yeah, there we go. So, we were where Tickers, what do we want to look at? Although I'm not going to be surprised, it's probably going to be the usual culprits, the Nvidias and the Teslas. Tesla, we know 2 to 5 right now, testing the previous resistance that we've tested before a whole bunch of times. There we go. But in reality, our support in our channel and structure implies that we're going to go down. Here's the line from yesterday's video. Here we're just going to move it a little bit, testing that resistance, which is diagonal, going down. You can see it right here. You can see it's being tested. You see I have all the arrows already pointing towards everything. It's being tested forever and ever, right? It's a down it is a downtrend, right? There we go. Perfect. It is a downtrend. It's been tested for a very, very long time, that we've seen being tested and retested to death. Why? This is the same resistance we have had since, if you look at the chart this way, you'll see that's the same resistance we've been testing all along. My argument to why we're making these upwards movements is because we have this unpleasant gap left over, this chore, if you will, between 245.63 and 225.99. That's kind of where the gap is. We already tried to close it, made it all the way to 234.68, never actually closed it. So I'm gonna assume that what I'm seeing here on the upside is the market attempting to close this gap, and then eventually when it does, still giving us a lower high, retaining the trend, breaking back down below the resistance. And with the market movement inherently, because the S&P, well, Tesla is highly affected by the S&P, subsequently by the indices, we're going to get that movement to the downside. What else? That's your Tesla. Your Apple is actually going, well, it seems like on an uptrend for the last couple of days, but really if you zoom out, you realize it's nothing abnormal. Again, we're doing this downtrend right now. There's no argument about it. It's just that we have this 217 to break, to confirm as resistance as we've done before right here. Let me show you a bit clearer. You see it's quite a strong area right there. Of course, we have done it again and again and again. Here, I'm going to remove that so you can see better that it was again and again and again and again. So once broken, of course, we're going to continue to the downside, highly affected by the indices. So no big surprise right there. Also, confirmation comes through its own monthly. All right, just kind of we're a second away from that convergence that we're familiar with. Once it happens, we become, pardon me, a lot more bearish and subsequently start breaking down. And yeah, that's a matter of time. So we've covered that. SoFi, I told you, 1 second, boys and girls, give me a sec. Sorry, pardon me. We've covered this. The range is 8 to 6 right now, but overall we will be going towards the 4 when the market continues with the overall correction. The current resistance is roughly, it's diagonal actually, it's a downtrend. It's roughly around, what was it, 7 something, 7.5. I know we can move above resistances. Boys and girls, those who are not familiar, don't understand the principles, we can go above resistances. Resistances are not made out of cement. Okay, some of them are stronger, some of them are weaker. There's different types of these sort of forces. So no, it's not abnormal to see the price action break through a resistance or a support. That is how they're being tested. Okay, they're not gonna not break. And all this bullshit, oh, if it closes above this, it means that. If it closes below this, it means that. More often than not, it means absolutely nothing, if anything. It can be indicative of upcoming price action for the very short-term trader, the scalper, the day trader. Yes, it could be indicative of that, but other than that, it's irrelevant. Palantir is kicking it, but we said we're prepared and we know where the resistance is. That's 35, 33. Then we have 36.04, which is very probable. We seen yesterday, we spoke about this, how we still have some upside momentum on this. And we assume that's coming from, I mean, if you really want to try and apply the story to it, it's probably the S&P inclusion. But all in all, this is also kind of we spoke about this in the technicals. I didn't assume we're going to get that far. Definitely thought we're going to be lower, didn't see us making it. I thought I saw us staying within the ranges of the 30.07, maybe going as high as the 32. We have some form of a weak resistance here, so nothing special, but I never actually foreseen this momentum dragging us as far as we are right now, currently testing, as we said, 35, 33. But it seems like we are already on the 1 hour starting to break. The momentum is breaking to the downside. In other words, we can't really expect bullish momentum. I mean, we can't really necessarily expect bearish, but we'll see. It starts to seem like we're breaking down. 4 hours is also very bearish. So in other words, the more attentive you are, and of course this is not the real force. The real force, the real feeling of the bearishness will come once we go back to oversold territory, break through this 20 level on the stochastic RSI. That's the name of the tool, and then we'll actually know. Chat is asking for Google. We're gonna go Google our nanny, no problem. We will do Google in a second. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. I myself, by the way, bought a little bit more SQQs, just like I told you I will. I bought SQQs right. Yeah, thank you. I bought SQQ somewhere around this 841 level, somewhere around here. I actually bought a little more now. I have 2100 SQQs. Anyone who doubts it, I didn't load up on more plug, but anyone who doubts it, just give me a sec. I'll actually bring it on screen. Don't ask. That's a shakshuka, and a friend of mine asked what a shakshuka is, so I had to show him. That's not what we're here for. That's not what we're here for. Give me a sec, boys and girls. I will get that on the screen so you can see it. That I'm not making stuff up, and I actually got the position I told you I have. Give me a sec. It's gonna be a bunch of gibberish for you, boys and girls. We have Arnold here to translate, to make sure I'm not bluffing you or anything, because it is on Hebrew. Here it is. Just took a picture of it. I'm gonna bring it onto screen, so you can see I have a bit of plug that I told you I bought the other day, quite cheap. This is well, it's not really. It's kind of delayed, but that doesn't matter. You can see SQQ right there. It's an SQQ position, and I have 2100 of it. That's Kamut Zakot. It's how many of it I'm holding right now. It's how much, because my average is quite high. I started rather high, so I'm a bit in the hole with it, but I don't mind. It's fine. It's also, again, it's the whole translation of dollars back to shekels, so it's a bit nonsensical to you. I bought, it seems, at 853. So yeah, that's kind of the update on my position. As I often tell you, you guys, of course, don't have to, or nor should you follow my craziness. Do your own research. You're the best account manager you will ever have. I'm just letting you know what I've done. Some of my craziness. So you boys and girls do whatever you think is right. Where were we? We were Goog, right? We were Goog. Goog. Let's go Goog. We just done Goog. You guys need to remember that Goog is still very much a slave to the overall indices. So, I mean, nothing really special. Let's see. What are we doing on Goog? We're doing... All right, let's see. Let's, of course, switch to the monthly. PHM, what? We'll do... slow down. God damn it. Slow down. Right, let's do this. Goog monthly down. I mean, it didn't really change, so we were looking at this. This is very indicative of what we're seeing. Currently, we're in the mid of the channel. Not that surprising, so we're testing it right now. That's 121 seems to be the bottom of the channel. I would argue that we still have some upside to test what is the shorter term, the weekly, which brings you back up to 155-ish area. Then I believe you're going to be testing. We're probably going to have the daily starting to flip over. Absolutely makes sense. still have some bullishness here in the system, but I would argue that it's not going to be straightforward. What will happen here is this. What I'm thinking is this. So you're transitioning from one trend to the other. Okay, it's almost as if Google being sort of pre-sold, if you will, into this quarter, right? Here post dividends, it just kind of starts to make sense. Everything falls in line, and yeah, it does seem like we're gonna go from the top. It just kind of does this opposite, an inverse flag, if you will. We're gonna have this ceiling, which is 160. I think I've mentioned this the other day. It's the 160 area is your ceiling. Your current deteriorating, slowly dropping floor is 146, kind of at this rate. Once you make it back at 146. And of course, you have that 150 to break, which is rather strong. So that's kind of going to be this level, right? It's going to be a bit of a range. And yeah, if your monthly and your, well, what was it? We saw it in the 4 hours. So 4 hours will spill over into daily, giving this way becoming far more bearish. Here, the trend is already bearish. So Google is bearish with all regards. Even if you're going to have some movement upwards, it's just going to be within the confines of the downwards trend, if that makes sense to you. Let's see what else we have in the chat. We've done Goog. That's it. Boys and girls, you can relax. We've done Goog. Googla. Alex. Let's see, what are we doing? Join. QQQ47 unload. Shorts. Again, Black Mamba, I'm not, into shorting, so that's up to you. Black Mamba rolling. Some more calls again. You with your calls. What's up, Black? You okay, Murat? Yeah. You guys, the regular residents here at this point. Plug, would you enter now? When can you rejoin? I'm assuming with look, I Plug, of course, I highly recommend, if you really want to ask about Plug, join me on the Discord. I will break down my thesis with this one. Do I like it? What, Alex Goog? I just did Goog. Are you kidding me, Alex? We just did it. Trolling, right? Yeah, I imagine so. SML, all right, we're gonna look at SML Black Mamba. That's actually a good one, and I see Poet there. How does Poet look? No problem. Expanding. Let's look at Poet and well, Crowd. I see. All right, so we have some things to look at, but before we continue, Plug. Look, Plug. I do think it can still drop easily. I can see it dropping back to 180, but it might shoot up. Look, I just kind of bought a small amount with leftover money, nothing really serious. I'm probably gonna dip my toe deeper. But yeah, I have a preference right now. I kind of have a bias to try and focus on my SQQQ under the conditions. So, sorry. All right. We've done this. We've done that. What are we doing? We've done Google. We're doing Google. Googla. Googla is... No, we've done Googla. We do ASML now. Let's do ASML. All right. Let's do ASML. So ASML. Yeah, so we're in the middle of the range. 4 hour. Let's start. Give me a second. Nothing changed. You see ASML again. When you switch between the time frames, what you realize, those are smaller ranges within bigger ranges. Kind of that's the play there, right? You can see smaller ranges within bigger, a trend within a trend within a trend. So what we're actually seeing, the reason we're skipping to the monthly, because the monthly is sort of the bigger trend, the larger thing that dominates the overall structure. And the overall structure is, bearish. You can see you're not going to have a fun time. To be more precise, again, it's just like what Arnon asked about. It's not going to be straightforward. You're just kind of creating this negative wedge, right? Which you're basically moving from your SMA into the resistance. Here it's probably going to get tested and then start forming a breakdown at some point. Test and breakdown. There you go. So again, it can be in a variety of ways. I'm just giving you an example, right? It can actually do, it can be in a variety of ways, just, but you get the idea. Overall, it happens to drop. All right, so let's do that. I just want to keep things clean so we can. Yeah, no, you see your SML is in the same trouble as Google is. It's gonna go up, yeah, but it's gonna give you 188.2 for 882, for example, right now, kind of that range, 880, if you will, before it breaks down and continues that sort of downwards trend. You can see it already flipped over the SMA. Like we are on the last breaths. The market is basically running on fumes at this point, which we have seen quite obviously. That's impressive. I gotta say, that's impressive. PHM, Arnon, stop spamming. I'm gonna kick you in the PHM, Arnon. Wait, that's, what is that? Give me a sec, you banana. What? Strong buy. Ooh, you don't say. Analyst buy. Ah, so it's home building. Okay, that's actually. Ah, but it's mortgage banking, insurance. Problem. You hear problem. That's a problem. But okay, let's just ignore what we know about it. Let's just try to look at face value. Your day is an outlier. It's just kind of interesting one. I mean, this is downtrend. This is an obvious downtrend. It's sort of transitioning. Your days sort of pretend bullish. Your weekly is downside. Your monthly is pretend bullish, but that's pretend. Again, we know how that works. Your quarterly is going down, so you're going to go down whether you like it or not, back into your trend. Is that probable? Not anytime soon. At first, you got to break your 90s there, then you got to break your 53. What is that? How long? What's the time? What date is this? 2008. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, oh no. Give me let me see that in logarithmic for a second. A logarithmic unadjusted, for those who want to know. I want to see the fib retracement on this one. Yeah, it's going to be really effed up. Блядь. It's so that's already done with, and then you've done with, and then you're done with. So give me that one. I can't believe that's, man. Oh man. Alrighty, man. Alrighty. I don't need that one. Go away. Yeah, you're going down, and you're probably gonna retest at least, it seems, back to your 40s, 30s, high 30s, like this area. It's gonna be your. You are gonna be testing all of that beauty. Unlogarith me. Yes. You will be testing all of that beautiful stuff. That is your lowest. Not certain, very improbable, but this is very probable, and this is Yeah, so eventually, like, this is your lows. If I'm right, this is your lows, what I just said. And so it's very unpleasant. You're like, what? Where? I know. But yeah, it's gonna be, you are in trouble. You already break the 125. You're gonna break down to test that 77 at the end of the day. You're gonna be testing all the way through. You're gonna have, like, this is your worst if the correction happens, as I'm saying, if you get me. But of course, yeah, you'll have to break all of that. It's not like this is gonna be, look at this as a step and another if you break that low. But you're effed, yeah, with this one. There is a lot of downside here to be had in the near future. Very near future. I know, it sounds unbelievable. You're like, Greg, okay, I don't care. That's what the technicals are showing. You can argue with the technicals till tomorrow. Oh, pardon me. Making some random noises there. A dub? No, why do we have to look at the dub? Where do you guys pull these out of? Or which garbage bin? Did you guys, you know, took over in some stock garbage bin? I mean, what? What are you guys? Why? Why? We've covered all of these. We know what's going on. We know what the market wants to do. The market wants to go down. The market wants to correct on this stuff, if you will. Top channel, yeah, you maybe have some up if you're really lucky, get your like 600-ish, maybe a bit higher. Of course, you can see you have your slippages. Slippage. Market likes to slip out. Yeah, normal. But you're going down. Going down. How quick? Your 400s. Call them 400s, high 300s. How fast? Ugh. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of time. That one is going to be breaking through a lot of stuff. It's still on the top side of the AOR SMA, so simple moving average, those who are not familiar. No, Arnon, no shop for you. No shop for you. Come back 1 year. No shop for Arnon, come back 1 year. That's it. That's how it's going to be like. That's what we're doing here. So, right, so we were at what? Where we were? Crowd, right. I almost forgot crowd because of you. You see? Arnon, it's all your fault. Crowd. My apologies. Who wanted crowd? Who wanted crowd? Crowd. Where did I miss crowd? Whoever wanted crowd, there you go. CrowdStrike. Let's look at CrowdStrike. So, feels like we've never covered it before, right? So, CrowdStrike is not going to be fun for you at all because CrowdStrike is already in oversold territory, obviously on a clear downtrend, testing its median, probably will test its high, so it's like a false, higher movement, and of course retest. So it's bullshit. Sorry, and you're going down. Yeah, guys, the themology is simple. It is a whole highly correlated with the indices. Intel going down. We said 16, I think, the other time. What was it? 16. What are we in logarithmic? What is this? What's going on here? No, just that ugly. Yeah, it's a downtrend, clear downtrend. Now we're moving sideways within the downtrend. So here it is. We can kind of... It's a sideways with an inkling downwards. Yeah. Here is your ceiling. Here's your gonna go down. Here is your momentum. Let's look at this shit. Yeah, you have some fake up, which we just saw, but on the grand scheme of things, in fact, it's already starting to turn around. Wait, what? So you have more time on this. Interesting. That's actually interesting. That's an interesting one. Well, but then again, it's a dividend asset, so it's sure right. I mean, It's gonna be, yeah, no, it's not gonna do these sixes. Let's talk about 16s and maybe even then the 15s and maybe 10s, but it's far more likely to stay around the lowest it's gonna be is again. So this, what is that, 11, 90, something, not even like 12-ish. So at first we'll have to, there are plenty. The beauty with value assets, they have various very strong, they accumulated a high variety. I'm not even going to try and show you the entire array. There's like a ton of them. Very strong supports, which are very hard to break, and the price already have gone very, very low. So the subsequent buying volume will be mitigating the drop. So it's going to be like 12, 11, high 11s with slippage. Yeah. Some asking, Nanny's all right. I will take a look. You guys are lucky. You guys should all be lucky you have nannies here to keep me in line. Otherwise, we will be all over the place. We do. We know IWM. I mean, who's asking for the IWM? I'm gonna ban him. Whoever is. I'm just kidding. But it should be banned. It's the same thing as the S&P guys. Are you guys effing with me? Look. Look. Just freaking look. Okay? Are we on the same page on this one? It's just everyone has their own relative price, but they are identical. Identical. When I say something is going to be done with one, it's going to be done with the other. They have some legs, some discrepancy, but you see these processes are slow. They take time. Whoever asked about IWM should be highly punished. We want his arm, leg. We take commission here. From now on, we start fingers. We're gonna start light. We're gonna start taking fingers. Cuts mitigate the fall of the Russell, in your opinion, Denny? Not, What will mitigate the fall is a simple value behind these assets. Some of them are more valuable, so they will hold better. Things like Palantir, as we said, things that actually have proprietary proper value, something that will, a moat, a proper moat, if you will, something that will keep them afloat better than the rest, basically, almost like a parachute, if you will, in this instance, something that because of how well they're doing, there's so much buying momentum into the individual asset that what the indices will be causing simultaneously to the individual assets, it's going to slowly mitigate and slow down the descent, if that makes sense. Good question. Good question. Good question. Those who are confused why we're saying that interest rate cuts will not necessarily going to be good for the market. Here it is. I'm going to bring it up to the screen so you can see it. It should appear on the screen any second now. You can see it, what happens in reality when Fed start cutting rates. Even if not immediately, the market starts breaking. At time it starts breaking prior to. So you can see here on the screen the cuts, the years, the drop, where what we have actually been doing. Although this is like those who are not following them. The fact that we only had hikes as we went, and inflation is up in the sky. You know what when you used to go to the grocery store and put it all in the trunk, right now it all can be set right next to you in the passenger seat. Those 2.5 grocery bags you'll get. Everything is like literally 3-4 times more expensive, and it does not seem like it's going down. In fact, just the products are shrinking. Pam 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 pam. I'm on 3/4. I see. Black Mamba, very good. Very good, very good. Okay, wow, that's Black Mamba. All of you boys and girls, notice what Black Mamba is doing. Again, I'm not here to give you financial advice, but I'm just gonna say that Black Mamba is doing well. I cannot highlight it for some reason. It does not let me here. I'm YouTube being its own usual asshole self, but that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Very, very smart. Very, very, very smart. I'm assuming what you have left with in your portfolio right there, the running ones are already profits. So I'm not into the options thing. Again, the options is not to me, but that Arnon Tim knows, our legendary admin and moderator. These guys know options very well. I'm shitty with options. In fact, my bio here in YouTube says I don't do options. So yes, it does help. It clears up. It allows you to see things better. Although, of course, always rely on yourself. Retest. Uh, Could try this one. I mean, I see. I see. You're, okay, yeah. If you enjoy the show, like it. Black Mamba, thank you very much. Yeah. Good to know. Thank you very much. Yes, yes. Okay, I hope I've given you everything that you've. Oh my god, I'm so behind. I'm like an hour behind. Right? Am I a lot behind? Was I? Let's see how far behind. No, not that far off. In Greg we trust. Don't trust in Greg. No, don't do that, Chris. Look, you need to think for yourself. I'm just presenting what I'm seeing. It's not a bad idea to consider what somebody such as myself, who've been doing this forever, worked for the industry in various positions, from a junior to a senior. It's a good idea to listen to me, but does that mean listen? I mean, listen, not do what I'm telling you to do, but listen what I have to say, right? Does that mean that I'm correct? I could be absolutely and utterly wrong. We don't know. So there's that. We trust in the data. We trust in what we know. Punish me, daddy. Broken toys. You are hilarious. Punish me, daddy. uh... Oh my god, you guys are legends. You guys are just hilarious. Um okay. Read and confirm. Send him a DM. Yes, yes, yes. Guys, if any questions about anything, you should pay attention to what Mama is writing. She's 1000% on point. Mama is here, my mod, my head mod, if you will, in the YouTube channel and the stuff here. So be very attentive. She posts all the links. If it's Patreon, Discord. If you're planning to become a one-on-one student, which, like I told you, I have only 2 spots left. And you don't need to sign up for the Patreon. You will become this way a lifetime member. If you wonder, there's plenty of students of mine right here in the chat. Feel free to ask their experience and that sort of stuff. Look at AG. Brad, do we have to look at AG? Yes, we have to look at AG. Brad wants to look at AG. We're gonna have this in line right now. We're just gonna keep the S&P in line so we can see, what is First Majestic. First Majestic, very majestic of you. That is not a good sign. Yeah. So yeah, they're not doing all too well, and that's why everybody's saying so naturally, like a goodbye. Okay, I see. So let's start here with the 4-day. So you're squeezing it. Probably. Oh, wow, you're squeezing it. You are really squeezing it. You are in deep doo-doo with that one. It really is basically boil. It's already, the lid is off. It's boiling. It's about to overturn real hard. You have some to squeeze out here. We can see that's probably gonna be that convergence of forces. So that's gonna be what your six, borderline six area, maybe like 40 cents. All in all, you are in deep doo-doo with this one. It seems. Well, am I not having enough data? No, there we go. So we have this, or we have this, right? Let's see, what do we have? Oh yeah, we have this. It's a this. It's a that. It's a very much a that. I will tell you why. Because if your overarching trend is bringing you downwards actively, right? That means, I mean, you're looking to test these lows, whatever that was, 3 something. That seems like, I mean, of course, you do have this first to test the 420 area, 424, 420, whatever that is, because it's kind of wonky. But it seems like 4420, you're below the SMA, being brought downwards. Yeah, you're not. This is oversold territory, quarterly. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wait for the next 18 days, see how the quarter closes, and then reassess. But that is not looking great for you. That looks like it's going to go even more bearish. Like I said, probably bringing you down to the low fives. Look at this value of this asset. Every cent matters, so it's going to be slow, gradual, and stupid painful. Kind of. That's what this shows. Tom Gregan. Mods and Discord will never right. Mama, thank you so much. You're such a legend. Damn it, I should have said it earlier when we had more people. Tom, nor I, nor any one of the staff or our sort of, admins, moderators, none of that will never reach out to you out of the blue with weird crypto offers or brokerage offers or none of that crap. That is merely will come from scammers. Be very attentive. We can limit and control how many and who we have on our server, but we cannot control what's going on in the overall Discord and on YouTube. Inherently, we cannot locate spy accounts and such that give details. This is why we recommend becoming members. When you do become members, you're not exposed to the scammers. All right. If the scammers reach out to you, and if the message is just slightly suspicious, confirm it with us, opening a support ticket or any other form or way. Just ask in the various chats. People will immediately help you, let you know if that's a scammer or not. They're pretty easy to distinct. They're pretty dumb. And yeah, just be attentive. Keep your eyes peeled for these things. Be aware. And that's it. Mama, thank you very much for mentioning this. I tremendously appreciate that. I almost forgot to mention this at all. And I haven't mentioned this in the calls prior to. I should have mentioned it more. I apologize. Thank you very much. Don't call me boss. Empty noise. What is that, Broken Toys? What is that? Like that, right? What? This one? It's an OTC. I'm not a big fan of looking at OTC. They're usually very wonky. Not a big fan of looking at OTCs, but sure. Let's kind of try and see. Oh yeah, it has one of those really fucked up. I shouldn't be doing that. Effed up sketchy charts. So yeah. Look, on the grand scheme of things, it looks like you're going down right now. I wouldn't want to try and discern your supports and resistances because these floating, they're kind of floating. I mean, obviously, wow, all the market right now is prone for a correction, even if you're gonna go for the, although you can do still higher highs. With this one, you can actually have you can have some really nice time. This is actually gonna be rather volatile. What is this? What is this? Why do I know this? Why do I know the sticker? I think we've looked this before. No, 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 that's an African one. No, that wasn't it. No, must have been something very similar. It's don't rely on anything I've said about it. It's a very very unhinged asset. So, but I mean, yeah, you can still have highs on this. Like, not it's not great, but I would say that it's far more likely to test that wide median channel, if anything, and subsequently, oh my god, that one is gonna test that median channel as it progresses, make a negative wedge, test this one, back in, test the bottom, break back out, but that's so low. Follow up with me on this one, but yup, yup. If any chart is kind of indicative for you on what's going on, it's this one. Because you're going to be all over the place. You still go down, you go back up, you retest potentially SMA. You're going to be all over the place for the following year. This is a great asset to be traded. Arnon, I hope you're paying attention. It's an OTC though. But yeah, anyway. Brad. You're such a legend. I love you, Brad. You know what? I'm gonna say nothing. I love you. You're such a legend. Absolutely, Chris. That's the right way to go. Chris King. King move right there. King move right there. Listen to everybody. Uh, Good ideas and opinions can come from the weirdest places in life, more so from places that are not that weird and expected. Class time, I'll catch up later. Bye bye, Casey. Good luck, brother. You have a good class there. Well, good luck. My God, I'm so dumb. I haven't been in class forever. I'm like, good luck. Derp. Derp, 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 derp. Have a good class, though, if anything. Have a productive class. That's something I like. Productivity. That makes me happy, if you will. We've done that one. I haven't missed that. AIPCon going on. Just started. Well, I'll let you guys go then. I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna probably look into it myself. Plus, there's stuff to do. Plus, we've been going on for forever, I think. I'm not sure for how long have we been on. I am not sure what's going on for how long. But you boys and girls, go ahead. I will... all right. They're there for meow. Yeah. All right, boys and girls, I will drop off. I also see I have calls coming up and stuff going on. I have to run. It was good having this call, and I will see you on the evening. Yeah, those who don't know and need to and want to see right now in the chat live before we close this, Mama just posted the Discord, and yeah, it's not a joke. Yes, Tom Nash. Yes, we're sharing the Discord. Tom and I have the combined Discord. Those who don't know. For some reason, I would assume everybody here are probably from one or the other community, but still, it has to be said. Everybody, boys and girls, Leo, expanding, all of you, boys and girls, Mama, thank you, of course, as always. Read and confirm the rules, as Mama just said. Thank you more than I cannot even describe in words. I do not have the words to tell you how grateful I am for all your help. You are the best, period. Boys and girls, we will catch up later during the evening. It seems like we're starting to get these stutters and we're going sideways as we expect to go down. But for now, I'll see you later. Bye for now.